Yes. Welcome to FootyWit Podcast, the fan debate episode. My name is Ehis Anthony. This is episode 3 of the fan debate for this season, 2020-21 season. We've had a terrific season thus far. Every team, in Nigeria, we only have 4 teams. Fans for 4 teams, which is Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and we have a few Liverpool fans. But getting Harbey was kind of like a tough nut to crack. But Harbey is a Liverpool fan representing on FootyWit Podcast. So today is a special episode 3 for the FootyWit fan debate, and I am not here alone. I'm here with the regular guys. But today we have a full house because everybody or every member representing their team are present. Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. We couldn't get a Man City fan, or we couldn't get Tottenham, but it's all good. It's all for football. It's all for banter's sake and all that. But we're raring to go. Like I said, my name is Ehis Anthony, and with me on the podcast today, wow, it's a full house. How are we going to start with the introduction? How are we going to start? Starting from, let's give respect to who respect is due. We're going to start from the Manchester United guys, because they're second on the...
Why not just start from the reigning defending champions? Where's the respect going to United? I beg. Just go to the defending champions first.
I mean, we're talking about this season. We're talking about those who are doing well. Those are on top of the table, not people on the other side.
Okay, we'll just give respect to who respect is due. Let's just start with the Manchester United guys because they're second on the log. Okay, we'll now start with Chelsea, followed by Liverpool, and followed by Arsenal. I think that's fair enough. So Manchester United guys, introduce yourself. Starting from Tunde.
Hello everyone, it's good to be back again on FootyWit Podcast. My name is BabaTunde Tunde, as everyone calls me. It's good to be here again. It's good to be here.
My name is I'm glad to be back on this show again after a very long time, and I'm looking forward to the debate.
Wow, Ade seems shy. Ade is not pumped like Tunde. I don't even know why we have 2 Manchester United fans on the fan debate today. It seems it's going to go their way though. Chelsea.
Hello guys, this is Chimamaka once again. It's good to be here. It's good to have wonderful fans of football here, football lovers.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Man United and the rest. You stay to it.
Harbey, what's up? Harbey seems distracted. What's up?
No, I'm fully here.
Yeah.
I was the regular Liverpool fan, and as you do it, you always do it every time, and every now and then.
Well,
you tell the others that they are lesser than us. Whenever you find ourselves now, it's just a temporary point. I know the Manchester United fans will be happy, but we'll get there.
That's the slogan for Liverpool. You will get there. One of the...
That's not the prayer point.
Well, Papa is calling in from somewhere, a location in Nigeria, somewhere in Nigeria though. That's why he's not on the video mode right now. So he's calling in from a location in Nigeria. So Okpa, what's up? As the Arsenal fan, how you doing?
Yeah, hi guys, how you doing? It's always a pleasure being on the FootyWit Podcast. Yeah, I'm always on the go. I'm on the road, so that's why you can't see me right now. I'm trying to create a brand for Arsenal and probably just revive their image. So forgive me for not being visible right now. I'm trying to do some redemption for the Arsenal. But yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here.
Yes, it's gonna be interesting because we want to make this episode an interesting one because this seems to be the last episode of the season in terms of the fan debate, Rep Your Team fan debate. So where do we start from? Our last episode we had a bit of tantrum, and it seems this season everybody represented here, their club, have sat at the first position of the table in the league. We've gone 30 games. Except who?
Except Arsenal. Except Arsenal.
Except Arsenal. Arsenal are going to talk about.
Well,
Well,
Arsenal,
probably when the season started, when everybody played any game.
yeah, Arsenal.
Oh, yeah. First match of the year is true.
Arsenal,
Alphabetical order. Okay, yeah.
Arsenal have been on the first. I've started in the first position in this season. Same as Liverpool, same as Chelsea, same as Manchester United, same as Tottenham. Arsenal's rival, Chelsea's rival as well. And who again? I think up to 10 teams have sat at the pinnacle of the table. But now we see what the table speaks like, or the table speaks to us. Manchester City sitting at the very top. 14 points difference, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 14 or 11 difference away from Manchester United in second position, and Chelsea struggling with West Ham for the fourth position, the fight for Champions League spot, and Liverpool 8th position, I guess, far a bit from the Europa League spot, and Arsenal 9th position, a point away from 10th position. So where do we start from? How far has it been, Manchester United? How far has it been this season? Was this what was expected? Just a minute so that we don't spend a lot of time. Is it what you've expected from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Yes. I didn't expect Solskjaer to win the league. I would have loved him to win the league, but with the resources that he has, of course, I've always said it, that the resources on the team are capable of winning the league, but we can not rule out the Solskjaer factor, and that it's still pretty good compared to other teams. I mean, looking at where we are, second on the table, that's pretty good for me.
I swear, I wish Tunde was our manager. Can you hear his voice? That's a commanding voice. Please. Not that nonsense. But for jokes apart, I've been unimpressed with our team. It should be better than we are now. I'm not saying we should be first, but we should be closer to mastery than the whole 14 points, So it has been disappointing in a way. Some unnecessary draws and losses that we have taken along the way, But hopefully we end the season very well.
Chimamaka, Chelsea started with Lampard, and we saw Thomas Tuchel taking over as the manager of Chelsea. And ever since he has taken over 12 games, am I right? He hasn't lost any. And it's been a while. Chelsea have considered goals in the EPL. Is this what Chelsea really wants? Is Tuchel the man to go to lead Chelsea to the glory land again?
Fan, you can't see success and close your eyes to it. He's come to come and replace Lampard, and he came at a very, very right time. We realized we are taking goals, drinking goals, and Tuchel came, and in 14 games we've only conceded 2, one being an own goal. So it's a nice future actually we are seeing with Tuchel and Chelsea as it stands. So that's it.
That's it. Harbey, Liverpool, they started like house on fire. When the league started, they were supposed to, defend the title, and all of a sudden, the major players started getting injured. Van Dijk, the midfield collapsed. We saw central midfielders playing the role of central defenders, and we saw all what happened. But is that a big excuse for Jurgen Klopp to say because of his players are injured, that is why he couldn't defend the title? In the history, I shared some stats with my guys the other day that if Liverpool tends to win 14 games or 13 games, they will escape that record of being, or setting that record of being the worst team to have defended the title, because the base mark is 12 games, but it seems they might do 14 games or win over 14 games with the remaining 9 games. But as a Liverpool fan, are you happy with what is going on or what has happened thus far at Liverpool?
Certainly, the situation at the moment at Anfield is just something quiet. The fans are not really expecting something much. But actually, to answer the question, it's not because of the injuries just came. It was just part of it, but it was not the major problem why we are in this position. I think part of the problem we are having is fatigue. The players are really tired and they have this low morale. Generally, it's been for the past 5 seasons, we've been on the ascendancy. It's just a normal law. It takes time for it to take something miraculous for us to just remain on the top. So it takes a genius of a coach. That's why I'm having a problem with the club. You take a genius where you actually keep maintaining that level, that top level every time, season in, season out. I think with Sir Alex Ferguson, man, you did it with year in, year out, they keep staying on top and they still there in the limelight. But now it's for us to remain at the top. I think that is what challenge. We need the coach to come out with that mentality so we can get back to that top and remain on the top. I know my Man U fans are happy now. It's just for a short period. So yeah,
Abido, I was struggling to hear you. I was struggling to hear you. Maybe you can just come closer to your mic so we can hear you. But I think the last thing you said was Manchester United fans being happy with what Liverpool is going through right now. But we're going to come back there. Now we switch straight to the North London side of the north side of London, which is Arsenal, not Tottenham though. Arsenal. Okay, you're the Arsenal fan on the fan debate today. Are you impressed? The topsy-turvy yo-yo performance from Arsenal, hot today, cold tomorrow, doing giveaways. I was looking at the stats. Most of the goals that Arsenal have considered this season have been goals which they have single-handedly given to their opponents to score or to just score a goal. Are you happy with where Arsenal is? And as an Arsenal fan, do you trust the process? Just a minute to answer that.
I mean, definitely, I'm not happy with the inconsistency. I think if Arsenal was a whole lot more consistent, they will be at a better place on the law currently. So, I mean, it's annoying, but do I trust the process? Yes, I do, because I see the good signs all the time. I see progress in some places. But you know what? If we can just offload certain individuals, and if certain individuals can just always be on their A game and not make certain mistakes, then I think Arsenal will be good going forward. Look, I trust the man Arteta. I trust his philosophy. I believe, look, there's always progress at every season. Towards the end of last season, we saw significant progress. This season, we've seen progress. So if he has another good summer on his back, I'm sure you'll have a good season next season. But you know what? This season is not over yet. There's still a trophy to be won, UEFA Europa League. Anything is possible. So let's see how that goes.
Okay, great. But for me, you answered it well as an Arsenal fan, like you're supposed to. But now let's go back to the Manchester as an Arsenal fan, like you're supposed to. So let's go back to the Manchester United guys, because it seems Adi went off, and we hope he joins back. But Tunde seems to be the only Manchester United fan left, and I know he's bold enough. Is ready. His shoulders are wide enough to take whatever hit comes. Today, Ole, we've seen some performances and we've seen some things that he has done this season, which you'll be like, why did he do this? As a manager, you're not supposed to do this. What happened? You're supposed to have your A game on. Matches that we're not supposed to lose. Critical stage of a competition is when he seems to flop. We saw what happened in the Champions League, where you needed 1 point to qualify into the second round, and you couldn't even pick 1 point out of 2 games. Do you trust Ole to take Manchester United to the next level come next season?
To the next level, no. Next season, I'm sure we can build on what we currently have, and again, we cannot rule out the important things that Ole has done for the team. Number one, and it is the most important thing that he has done, is he's getting rid of the old legs. And in addition to that, his recruitment, they have been fantastic. But his tactics on game day has always been is something that we have always screamed about. It's something that looking at Ole, you know that he doesn't seem to know what's going on some game days, right? So to take us to the next level, I don't think he can do that. But again, when you have the right talent on the team, when you have a lot of quality players on the team, you can almost always bank on their quality sometimes to deliver you and get you past certain positions, certain situations. So to get Manchester United to the next level, I don't think Ole is that man. But can he build on what he currently has? Can he build on what he has been doing for the past 2 years? Yeah, I believe he can definitely do that.
So to the Chelsea fan in the debate, Chimamaka, I don't know, Chelsea seems to be doing well. Chelsea seems to be doing what is meant to what they are meant to do ever since Thomas Tuchel took over, because they were kind of like far off the Champions League spots before Lampard was sacked. But I would like to get your own opinion, because the sack of Lampard divided the fan base of Chelsea. A lot of people said he was a club legend, he shouldn't have been sacked, you should have given him more time, more like Arsenal has given Arteta more time, and also Manchester United have given Ole much time, which Tunde does not agree, because Tunde seems to want Ole out. But seeing Lampard sacked, were you happy? Did you see it as, yes, this is a step in the right direction for Chelsea?
I remember on the podcast, on one of our podcasts before him getting sacked, I said I would like Lampard to actually be sacked, and I was critical about it. Why? Because he didn't have that tactical nous in games. There are games where you expect that tactical change. There were some little tweaks he should have made that you see a coach without experience actually would fall victim to that. So I was happy with the sack. He's a club legend. I love Lampard so much. You can't take away what he has done for the club. But now this is after Lampard. What we crave for, if you see Chelsea since Roman Abramovich took over, all he's after is bringing in silverwares weekend, season in, season out into the club. If you are going to remain, or if we had been very, very how do I put it, committed to the one manager thing, I don't think Chelsea will be as successful as they are in 2021. So that decision was a very, very, very solid decision, wherein the divided Chelsea fans are actually buying into the Thomas Tuchel's idea. Why? Because you are recording victories in 14 games.
Yeah.
In 14 games, you have won 10 and you have drawn 4. That is good. And you've conceded 2. It's awesome. So forget every Chelsea fan who are saying they are Frank Lampard lovers and the likes. If they are tired of the success they are getting now, we can send them to Liverpool.
Well, everything that has a beginning will surely have an end, because I can't wait to see the reaction of Chelsea fans when Chelsea start conceding goals and when Chelsea start losing. But I'm not praying for Chelsea's downfall, but because everybody seems to be singing the song of Thomas Tuchel right now. He's ticking all the boxes, doing everything right. But I just hope fans are very fickle.
No, he's not doing everything right.
Football fans are very fickle.
He's not doing everything right.
Yeah, but we just wait. We can't wait. Harbey, there seems to be a guy. Yeah. There seems to be a guy in Scotland who has won the league for Rangers, right? He's a Liverpool legend, and I think he has wrapped up the league already. I don't know why you guys are laughing. He has wrapped up the league already, and you could hear some things are being muted, like handing over the job to the former Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard.
I would love to see that happen. I would love to see it happen.
Okay, so let's allow Harbey to defend his club. Harbey, would you want Steven Gerrard to take over the affairs of Liverpool as a manager of Liverpool come 2021-2022 season, starting on August 14th, 2021?
I will say a very, very big no for that matter. Why? Gerrard is our legend.
Did you say a big no? Did you say a big no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Because putting Gerrard at the ends of affairs by putting him in the spotlight. He's a Rangers, he's there in the Scottish division. And what he's doing fantastically well. But bringing him to the Premiership at that very high stage for a club that won almost all trophies, then it will be very, very difficult comparing his managerial record to what Liverpool is at the moment. Liverpool need trophies. Liverpool needs to be at the top. And someone with that low managerial achievement cannot just bring him. Even just like the party, can say don't what happened to Lampard.
But Harbey, I just want to interject there. I beg to differ, because if Manchester United, a whole club of Manchester United, could go to Norway to bring in a manager that is managing Molde, bringing him into Manchester United and seeing him as someone that will bring Manchester United back to the glory days. So why can't Liverpool bring Steven Gerrard that has won the league, that has won the Scottish League with how many games to go?
If I tell you, I can guarantee you this. If the Man U fans there, if they say they should continue with them as their manager for the next 3 seasons, they will start grumbling. Man U fans are not happy that Ole is at the wheels. They are only lucky to be where they are at the moment. You cannot win. That is why Man U cannot win anything. Even the Europa League, they are out.
No, they are not out. They are still in. They are playing Granada.
They are going very certain. Man U cannot win. They don't want to win the Europa League. We have to be very, very sincere with ourselves. Man U cannot win the Europa League. Man U are only there just to fill up the spaces. Only there to fill up the spaces. So we only know that Man U. Wow. I don't do that one. No, it's true. Even the Man U fans, they know. They know Ole cannot win them anything. It's just a joke. They know. So it's just like, how would I wait and bring
Bottling
I can't bring Gerrard. The other managers out there with
Yeah, you were saying something.
I'm only trying to salvage their position. But let us be sincere. With Liverpool at the moment, I think what the best thing for club to do is to get us to the Champions League glory. Let us win the Champions League and it should live on the high. Probably like with summer, we'll get a good manager. Better managers are out there where we can get top profile managers who can actually take us to that top height and retain us there. Because what we need now is just.
Yeah, so Harbey, you said you want Klopp to still stay or take them. You don't want Gerrard. You want Klopp to still be in there.
Yeah, I want Klopp to stay. I want Klopp to stay to the end of the season. To be fair on him, he has really tried. But I really believe that we need a manager that can come in during the summer to actually revive the mentality of these players. Because most of these players, some are favored, some are not happy. Some are not giving in their best. You can see likes of Shaqiri, Origi. These are players that they are meant.
Who better?
These are players that should actually bring in the best. But actually, Klopp is sidelining them. You can see Minamino is at.
And that's Steven Gerrard, Liverpool legend, number 8. The guy who was
we can't believe that. You want us to remain. You want us to be in 8th position. By the time we bring in Gerrard, we will have them fighting for Europa League.
But currently, with Klopp, Liverpool is in 8th position.
No.
With Klopp, Liverpool is in 8th position.
I want to bring somebody that is wearing number 8. So we remain in 8th position. What is wrong with you?
It's really in your DNA. The club.
Well, guys, there is an Arsenal fan calling in, so let's not forget him. Ope, you seem to be cool with trust the process, and we saw everything that happened, and now his philosophy is starting to gel, but we could still see that there's still some cracks all over the wall for Arsenal. So what does Arteta need? Does it need to be backed financially to get in those set of players? And by that, he has to qualify for the Champions League, because if you don't qualify for the Champions League, you can attract the big players. What does Arteta need to do with the remaining 9 matches or 8 matches to go for Arsenal?
Look, first of all, I think priority needs to be put on the UEFA Europa League. I think they seriously need to go for that, irrespective of what every other person on this podcast thinks. Arsenal need to actually challenge for the Europa League, even if it's not going to be possible, even if they're not going to win, but they need to. That's their only opportunity, as far as I'm concerned, as to securing a spot in Europe. Now, if Europa League does not work, the next thing is the Premier League. But now this is Arsenal's problem. Consistency, just as I said earlier before. So if they can't win consistently in the Premier League, obviously they cannot finish in a top spot. I mean, just look at the top 6 currently. It's absolutely ridiculous. West Ham is in 5th position. You've got Liverpool in 6th position. You got Spurs breathing down their neck. Look, the Premier League this is probably the best season I've watched in a long time. I'm absolutely loving football in the Premier League, but I mean, it's disastrous for us now. Struggling between 10th and 11th. I mean, come on, it's nothing to write home about. But if we're talking about backing Arteta, yes, Arteta does need to be backed, because you know what? We know that he's got the right ideas and individuals. Talking about one important individual has to be Ben Leno. You know, Ben Leno is someone who has grown into playing from the back throughout the season. And I mean, at the start of the season, we saw him very shaky. But in recent games, we've seen him give risky passes. Even though those risky passes, even though the players that received the ball, they could have done a whole lot more better with the ball. Irrespective of that, you need to know that Ben Leno did not play safe football. You know, against Benfica, against Burnley, you know, those were risky passes. And this is why the argument comes from Arsenal fans that, you know what, it was a bad idea to sell Emiliano Martinez. But, you know, Emiliano Martinez did not give Arsenal much of a choice. He wanted first team football. They were not able to give that to him. And he felt he made the best decision going to Aston Villa. And look at him, he's doing fantastically well. And many people currently
I beg to say fantastically well, though. I beg to differ, though. But
no. He's doing fantastically well. In terms of individual stats, he's doing well. I believe if Aston Villa probably had better quality players, he would. I mean, if it was in a Liverpool team or a Manchester United team, obviously they will be doing very well. I mean, he makes outstanding saves and whatnot. But even for Aston Villa, they're doing very well this season. So maybe the goalkeeping position is one area where he needs to look at. The right side of the centre back as well. You know, I felt Saliba would have probably been integrated into the team. That has not been the case. According to Arteta, he did not have that transition season at Saint-Etienne last year, and you know, sent him out alone again. And so it's going to take a while. So maybe they need to sign another ball-playing right-sided centre back who can actually complement Gabriel Magalhaes. You know, and then going forward, look, Obama needs to be more clinical in front of goal. I mean, come on, he needs to be more clinical in front of goal. Lacazette has put in good performances, you know, recently, but then sometimes he does have a dip in the season. But I mean, kudos to the young guys who have been in the squad. So I mean, look, the future of Arsenal is bright. However, they need to do what is right. You can't just hope on the youngsters and luck. You need to do the work before good luck can then accompany you.
Oh, okay, that very, very, very impressive. But you know, this season, like you mentioned, very, very strange season. Seeing Leicester City, seeing West Ham, seeing Everton competing for the Champions League spot is going to go down the wire in the last 9 games. But there's something I want us to do. You know, we say it's a fan debate, but I just want us to take it easy, because looking at the season thus far, I think Arsenal has played Chelsea once. Arsenal has played Manchester United twice. Manchester United have played Arsenal twice. Manchester United have played Liverpool twice. Manchester United have played Liverpool twice.
Have they played Liverpool twice? Yes, they have.
Once.
Okay.
Manchester United and Chelsea have they played twice as well. Chelsea, Manchester United, Visa. Have they played?
Yeah, they played twice.
And Liverpool. So we just want to play a card here. Now it's going to be interesting. So who's got the best of each other this season? I know Arsenal is yet to play Liverpool and Chelsea in the second leg, but thus far, which team has gotten the best of the other? Has gotten the best over the other team? I'll let Manchester United to start. Let's go.
I'll say Arsenal. Arsenal is getting the better of Manchester United this season. I believe that Manchester United will get the better of Liverpool when we meet them the second time this season. The first one, if not for, I keep saying it hurt me. It's one of those games that I just keep looking at and say, well, it continue pointing to the tactical flaws of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If he had confidently started Cavani in that game, that would have been it. We would have ended their unbeaten run. But we had to leave it to the next team. Our next meeting with you guys, you guys are coming over to Old Trafford. It's over. Our players are coming back. Pogba is back. Cavani is back. Van der Beek, even though he's going to be on the bench or whatever, he's there. Amad Diallo is back. I don't know what Liverpool has. I don't know what Liverpool can offer. But in terms of Manchester United and Chelsea, I think it was even Manchester United and Liverpool, Manchester United definitely. Manchester United and Arsenal definitely. So it's been somewhat even between us this season. But for Liverpool, no, we're not. That's the one game I'm giving everything for that. I know that Ole is tactically inept, but he will do something in that next game.
Well, I would say this season who has had it better. I think I will also give it to Arsenal, but we haven't actually had a return leg. Why would I say so? They had a better game in the first leg against Chelsea. So that's the reason I'm going to do that. Then I would have thought of all that teams. We haven't played Manchester City, the return leg. We played Man U home and away. We played Liverpool. It was even for Liverpool. We lost in their home and won in our home. Man U just came to destroy football by playing shambolic football against Chelsea. I believe every Man U fan in that second game would agree to that.
We couldn't get 3 points. I don't get one. One is better.
So that's the, so
well, for me, my personal opinion to that game, Manchester United versus Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, looks like, with all due respect to both teams, but looks like the kind of game we play during Principal Cup, one-on-one, secondary school football. Everybody was just running around the pitch, marking each other 1-1, and you couldn't even see the tactics coming out. You couldn't see tactics coming out to play. I just felt the game was kind of like rushed.
If you're going to be critical, if you are going to be critical about that game, you realize that United came there with just one motive. What was the motive? Since you cannot beat these people, make sure you take the 1 point. How you do it is left to you. Man, you played
that was the mindset from Man United.
That was the mindset because
Tuchel was kind of scared since he was still new-ish to the Premier League. He didn't want to. He didn't want to over tactically analyze anything. He just wanted to be safe and he didn't want to.
He just tried to play safe. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in to come and destroy anything that was tactical in that game. So from my own opinion, I realized that in our previous podcast I called it a negative football, which is what Man U brought to that return leg. No doubt about the game. It was 0-0 and it was 1 point being shared and aside that
Harbey has this look on him like, you guys continue talking when you're done. Harbey, what's up?
Stop playing
I'm actually getting the views of everybody, and the one that was actually funny was the Cavani football will be back, Rashford will be back next year. And I was just laughing that even if all of them come back, it doesn't take away anything that Man U is still my boy. Because if you look at it, the first leg we played a draw, despite the Cavani is back, Pogba is back and everything. But I know for Man U, anytime we face them in the second leg, that one is a done deal. For Chelsea, I faced Chelsea this season. I won one, he won one.
That was balanced. So,
yeah, it's balanced. Yeah. So
and you're playing Arsenal next.
Yeah. I know Arsenal is my baby any day, anytime. Even if I'm on form or not, I know it is always
this guy uses some little wonderful
No. It's true. The first leg
is your baby and you could not beat Arsenal during Community Shield.
Imagine the community
Harbey, I just want to comment there. Community Shield that you are looking down at is what a particular team added to be part of a treble that they won one season. Manchester United added the Community Shield to the three trophies they won, and they called it a treble. So come on, give us no respect.
When you call it treble, you mention someone winning.
Call this a treble. I mean, winning three trophies is three trophies. Three trophies is a treble. 3 goals, just like saying you score 3 goals with your back.
Really?
You get a happy ball at the end of it.
You won. What did you win?
It's just like winning the Carling Cup and adding it to say you have won the treble. That is not it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Don't disrespect the Carabao Cup.
No.
It's a trophy.
No.
Carabao Cup is not
What I'm disputing
no.
is the fact that you had the community shield and then say you completed the treble in a season. That's what I'm disputing.
You cannot add the community shield and say you won the treble. When you're talking about the treble, you talk about
Jose Mourinho did that while he was at Manchester United. He won the Europa League, won the Community Shield, and he won the Carabao Cup, right?
Yeah.
And he termed it and he called it a treble.
In English football.
If that is the definition of treble, I would not like that kind of treble.
I'm going to cut you. Yeah, it's a treble in the real sense because it's 3 trophies. But if you're going to be looking at the competition which is known as the Charity Cup, then you should give accolade to guys at the northern part of London who actually celebrate the Emirates Cup.
That's what I'm saying. Arsenal wins trophy every season. Every season, the Emirates Cup. So they should be happy. They are winning trophy every season. They should be happy then. So if that is the meaning of treble, then Arsenal is a winning team.
Okay, so let's just go to Arsenal. Arsenal, looking at the rivals, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United. How far have you gone this season playing them? We're yet to play. Arsenal is yet to play Chelsea. Arsenal is yet to play Liverpool. They play Liverpool next. But I think it's been good playing the top teams this season for Arsenal.
It's been decent. It's been decent. You know what I'm saying. 3-0 against Chelsea, 1-0 against United, if I'm not mistaken. So North London derby.
The loss against Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah. I'm still going to lose next week.
Okay, you know what? Come to the Emirates. Let's have another fan debate episode. Let me see if you see that again. All right. So, but I mean, so far so good against the top rivals. You see, this is just what I'm saying about Arsenal. Take a look at their record against the top rivals. It's decent. It's fair. So what happens when they go and meet the so-called lower table teams and the mid-table teams? What then happens? It's a problem. I mean, losing at home to Burnley, losing at home to Aston Villa, it's nothing to write home about. Losing to Wolverhampton Wanderers twice in one season, come on, no, that's not what the Arsenal is about. So if consistency can come in, without due respect to those sides, they played good football, but then that is not what the Arsenal is about. Arsenal should be above those teams and playing better football and getting 3 points, or rather 6 points in the calendar season without stress against those teams. It should be standard.
It only means that Arsenal prepares better against the top tier teams in the law than the lower teams. It's more like they look down on the lower teams and eventually they get beaten by these lower teams. So for Arsenal to get into that, the consistency has to be on a balance. As it is now, Arsenal played their best football for me this season against Chelsea. They picked them in pieces, and that was good football. Credit to them. But would that be repeated against the Sheffield United? Would that be repeated against the West Brom? That is Arsenal's headache, which they have to treat. So for them to get that consistency, they should see every team in the EPL as on the same level, irrespective of log positions. With that, I believe Arsenal will do better next season. I wish them all the best.
It's Tunde back. Just wanted, I think it went off. Well, just moving on. So we want to try something out. There's something I want us to do right now. We're going to call it name and shame. So which of the big 4 teams right here has lost heavily this season? Though we have 9 more matches to go, anything can still happen. But thus far, which of the bigger teams here, represented here, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool, have lost heavily this season? Anybody can start.
I mean the burnt tomato red. Sorry, is it burnt tomato? Sorry. Red. The red side of Merseyside. The Merseyside red. The burnt tomato red. So I think they've been on the receiving end compared to every other big team this season. That is on the losses. Well, I would also want to point Arsenal, but from my own log, I don't see Arsenal as being a big team actually. So I will not classify them in that category. So for the losing side, I will talk about Liverpool.
Wow. Chimamaka,
Yeah,
nice one.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No disrespect. Sorry, so much disrespect. I wouldn't classify Arsenal when they start fighting for the top 4. Then they have jumped into that category of big teams in England. Then go to United are doing a good job presently. Chelsea are doing a good job presently.
I think
the top teams.
Yeah.
It's Liverpool.
I think we have a consensus. We have a consensus there. Liverpool has lost heavily. So same.
How many times?
So still on that logic. Which of the big teams have won heavily? Have set records in winning heavily this season.
That would be Man City. Yeah, Man City. But on this podcast,
it's only Manchester City.
But on this podcast, winning heavily, it's
no. But
I don't think
the current teams represented here: Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool.
None.
In the Champions League.
In the Premier League, have you guys forgotten?
What?
Abe, have you forgotten?
No. Don't say Champions League again.
No team.
Abe, have you forgotten?
Liverpool. No team in this podcast
has that been forgotten? Liverpool, Crystal Palace.
No, but they've been able to take that from the defeat, so it's not counted any longer.
No, but they've won heavily. They won. They had a yeah.
They won heavily.
Yeah.
And they've lost super heavily, so it's not counted. Just that game, I'm talking of consistent winning, not winning and losing heavily. They won that game, so we are going to all the goals we considered from losing positions.
I think Liverpool.
No, I think
Liverpool set the record. They set the record this season of having to lose the same goals they conceded and the same goals they scored.
And they've won heavily. While Liverpool have lost heavily on this podcast.
Liverpool have not lost heavily. No. Point of correction. Liverpool have not lost heavily. There's
on this
no
podcast.
By Liverpool presently with their loss. So let's not even get there. Let's not just.
Okay, so you know what? Just to round off this debate, I want to throw this question out for the 4 teams represented here. And I want you guys to be truthful. Each of the managers, let me name them: Jurgen Klopp, Mikel Arteta, Ole, and Thomas Tuchel, were to be presented as the manager that would take over your club for the next 5 years or next 4 years, starting from Manchester United. You have Ole, you have Mikel Arteta, you have Thomas Tuchel, and you have Jurgen Klopp. Which manager will you go for to take Manchester United to the next level? Looking at what they've done thus far this season, seeing in terms of managerial expertise, in terms of the brilliance they bring to the game, what they add to the game, their coaching style. Imagine you were given such opportunity. Just imagine. Who would you go for?
Easy, Thomas Tuchel. If it's based on what he has done this season, for me, I'm looking for a manager who is very tactical. That's why even back in the days when Jose Mourinho outclassed Ferguson, I didn't hate Mourinho. I loved him because of his tactics, because of what he brought to the game. So if it's based solely on the aspect of tactics of what they can do, of course, Tuchel, easy. But if I'm going to go on just because, then yeah, I'll stay with Solskjaer. I mean, what doesn't kill you make you stronger.
Can you define just because? Define just because. I want to understand what you mean by
one thing for me, just because is the recruitment of Solskjaer. I cannot. For me, as a Manchester United fan, I cannot fault that. Even as a neutral watching from the side, I can't fault his recruitment. His recruiting has been fantastic. His recruiting has been fantastic, especially the part of those players that he took out. Do you know how long it took all the other managers? None of them were able to get out the likes of Fellaini, Ashley Young, Lukaku. I wish Lukaku had stayed anyway. Valencia, Darmian, Alexis Sanchez, Lingard, all these players.
Lukaku.
Very short period of time. Solskjaer got all of them out. And
Lukaku is every manager's prayer as it stands. Lukaku is every manager's prayer.
So let's just move on to Liverpool. Liverpool, you have Jurgen Klopp, Mikel Arteta, Thomas Tuchel, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As 4 managers to take over Liverpool, which manager do you admire or will you admire to be your manager of Liverpool, to be the manager of Liverpool?
Very obvious. I think in Liverpool we don't like baby coach. We like coach that are grounded, and we actually go for Tuchel. Because if you actually go for Liverpool, he's still learning. Look at Pepper, he's still understudying, and look at plus again, Klopp is actually. I don't know how to. Maybe I would like to nepotism. Or he has some favorites. Why he's not actually.
Club gave you the EPL after 30 years. That's what I'm about to say, man. Come on.
I don't get it. What brought you guys glory that you have not had in 30 years?
Yeah, he brought us glory, and we shouldn't sleep on that glory because that is what makes a big team. We've won the Premiership now, and it is we have to keep winning it. It's not for us to win the Premiership and we should now go for another 20 years and be waiting for one miracle again. No, we are not like that. We should actually learn to stay on top and be relevant. And I don't think Jurgen Klopp can do that consistently. He has shown that he does like what he did in Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund, after a while, when he won the league, it started coming down. He left Dortmund at 8th position. So you know that his track records in
he has Liverpool at 8th position currently.
So now he has taken us to that. We should not even sleep on it. My own advice for Klopp is after this season he should leave the job. He should just leave the job so that we can get a better manager that can take us forward.
Chelsea.
So for me, I think I'll go with.
Okay, you go with Thomas Tuchel. So Chimamaka, the Chelsea fan.
Since all my fellow podcasters are actually hungry for Chelsea, well, I think I will give out a free jersey to everyone of you already. But as it stands, you guys should just stay clear.
No, it's just a wish. It's just a wish. It's not even coming to reality. You're just fantasizing.
Stay
Chimamaka, really? You don't fantasize to have Mikel Arteta?
Who is Mikel?
You don't fantasize.
What is that? What are you talking about? Fanta what? I prefer to use Pepsi. What is Fanta? Don't let's not get there. There are managers that you expect, that you dream to have. Arteta has not fallen into that category yet. He's still in the likes of the Steven Gerrards, the likes of the
No. I'm not going with that. I'm not going
with Paul Hassel. Yes, the Frank Lampard,
guys. But Arteta is a lot more tactically aware than all of those guys.
He's a listening.
He's not by level on the
table. I totally understand. I totally understand. But I wouldn't hunger for Arteta now. I will not hunger for Arteta. Why? Because you cannot be arguing. Why? Okay,
I'm just patiently waiting to have the floor.
Oh, okay. Before you have the floor, let me stand for the badge. So, as I was saying, I wouldn't hunger for Arteta as it stands. Arteta has Arteta is a promising.
You would not hunger for Ole as well?
I would never ever. In fact, I prefer to go hungry. I don't know if you understand that. I would prefer to go hungry.
Even with that, we are not hungry for him. We are looking for him to give.
So what are you saying? So in essence, it's preferable to die of Kwashoko than to have an organization.
Yeah, but come to think of it, you have a manager that took you into 3 different competition at the semi-final stage, and now this season it took you into another competition semi-final stage, and he went out of the Champions League, got into Europa, now he's in the quarter-final of the Europa, second in position in the EPL, 14 points away from Manchester City. Don't you think it's a step in progress? Don't you think?
Let me answer. You guys have not given me a chance to answer my question. I would answer that text. I will answer that. Please don't sugarcoat Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Don't sugarcoat anything about him. Let's be very frank with each other. We have seen managers over the years. We grew up knowing managers. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as it stands, is in a cloud of his own. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a manager that we don't actually understand what he does on the pitch of play. We just know we come and they bring out results. We don't know what he does, and that's true. I don't know if any other man I don't know if Tunde will agree to that, but actually that is what is going on present as it stands. Nobody understands Solskjaer.
Like, take out Bruno Fernandes from any game at all that we've won. Take that dude out of any game, and what can the team do? What can the team take out Bruno Fernandes? Just look at a year
ahead
ago.
of Sheffield United, 15th.
But this same coach, this same manager brought in Bruno Fernandes.
Exactly what I keep saying. His recruitment has been fantastic. I don't understand how.
Sorry, I'm not going to credit Ole for bringing in Bruno Fernandes because I think United were already touting for Fernandes a year before Ole came.
Yeah, definitely.
So Ole is just a benefactor.
But we know how football works. We know how football works. If the player don't trust the manager, he wouldn't come, regardless of whenever you've been touting him or scouting him. But he trusted Ole. And he joined, and ever since he joined,
I don't think it was that he trusted Ole. I think it was just time to move. It was the right time. If he had stayed any longer in Sporting, I don't think that he would have gone after him again. So
I totally agree.
I think it was the manager.
I agree with you on that, and again, he had this love because of Cristiano Ronaldo for Manchester United. So I think that was the
connection.
Yeah, exactly. Bringing him to Manchester. Aside that, forget it. I don't see any manager was going to go to except they are playing Nigerian league.
Okay.
Imagine if Fernandes had not left. I still think this is true that if he hadn't left Sporting, he would either have joined Wolves or Tottenham. And if he had joined either of those two teams, those teams will be at the position Manchester United are currently in today.
Okay. Do you fantasize to have Thomas Tuchel? Or you want to stick with Mikel Arteta? I know you trust the process, but just imagine.
Yeah.
Only if wishes were answers. Would you want to take that ride?
Nah. Look, I mean, it's tempting. It's really, really tempting. I see the tactical prowess of Thomas Tuchel, and I absolutely admire it. But if he was to implement that at Arsenal, he doesn't have the personnel to make that work. So, I mean, how many managers will be patient enough to make something work from a team or to be able to turn that type of Arsenal team around? I mean, when Arteta took over, that Arsenal team was dead mentally, and then he was able, and even in terms of individuals, look, he swapped the system. So if 5 at the back, he was able to curb their individual errors. He created a balance between defense and attack. So Arteta is the man for Arsenal. Look, as much as I would love to see something brilliant from what I see from Chelsea currently, sadly Arsenal, they don't have that personnel. So I think Arteta is the man for the job. Chimamaka. I'm sorry, man. I'm not going for your Tuchel. Stick to your Tuchel. It's good for Chelsea.
Yeah. It seems Tuchel took that round, but it's interesting doing this with you guys, and I would have wanted us to do this probably maybe at the end of the season to do a proper analysis of our team, but just because we needed to use the FIFA calendar because this weekend there are no matches, so we felt, okay, what do we do? Well, let's do the fan debate. But who knows? Another episode could come up maybe after match day 38, and we'll come back. We'll do a forensic analysis of where we started and where we ended the season. But with 9 matches to go, anything can happen. The race for the top 4 is still wide open. Chelsea still in the mix, battling it out with West Ham. I think Manchester United are safe. It's now left for Liverpool and left for Arsenal.
No, Liverpool is not there.
That's what I'm saying. That it's left for Liverpool and Arsenal in the remaining 9 matches to do something, shake up that table a bit. Because looking at
Liverpool has given up.
Well, I would. I wouldn't want to.
It's not optimistic at all.
I wouldn't want to say that because Liverpool, they're a very top team. I think the problem with them is just we can all agree the injury problem that he had, and imagine if they didn't have those injury problem, probably they might be competing because they were the only one that gave Manchester City that tough time last season. And right now we can see 14 points difference. We can see the gap in quality. But it's good doing this with you guys. Harbey, the Liverpool fan, Ade couldn't join us because of network. I think couldn't join us again. Arsenal fan Okwe, always on the podcast, calling from a location in Lagos, and also Tunde from US of A, representing Manchester United, always there representing. Thank you very much for coming. And Chelsea, Chimamaka, Chelsea, Chimamaka, the CH. That's nice. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. So thank you for our listeners. Thank you for listening in. It's us from FootyWit Podcast to say bye and have a nice weekend.